Oh, they really did it. Oblivion in 2025. What a world. I do hope you're all having a great time with it. But anyway, this video isn't just about Oblivion. Skyrim has a big problem. Well, Skyrim has many problems, but there's one I have a personal gripe with. No, it's not the watered down roleplay mechanics. No, it's not a lore gripe. No, it's not magic falling off hard into the latter half of the game. Close though. No, it's not reduced spells. Nope. Not even the lack of spellcrafting. You got it now? There you go. It's enchanting. But before we get into how to solve the problem, let's get into just exactly what the problem is and why it's something I consider to be so bad. Enchanting in Skyrim is, long story short, too good. Consider a scenario. You have just gone through an arduous quest, slaying undead, battling mages, not dying, all in service of a god, a Daedric being who promises rewards of great power. And there you see it, an artifact glistening at the end of the dungeon. You claim it for yourself, a sense of satisfaction whirling through you. And then you look at the enchantment, and it's all torn away. 10 measly points of fire damage. The sword you just cleared the dungeon with has 20 points of fire damage, and you just threw that together with a random gem you found in a box next to a tree. The fact that the player can, at virtually any time, create weapons more powerful than the unique quest rewards that are both significant lore-wise as well as, rewards, is ridiculous. The only purpose of these now is to get thrown in a display case, never to be used again. Why would I ever use, say, Volendrung, when I can enchant a Daedric hammer to one-shot whatever I want without even trying? And if you're thinking this kind of stuff is just limited to exploits, then go check out this video, where, without exploits, I create a weapon capable of killing a legendary dragon on legendary difficulty without any other enchanted gear in under a minute. It's also not a case of needing to be a super high level. You can match most of the unique weapons at very low levels of enchanting, sometimes without needing to level at all. You just need a high level soul gem, which you can usually either find from a specific place or just buy. And even then, it's not always required. This issue also has the unfortunate side issue of exacerbating other issues, such as leveled loot. Why would I wait until I'm level 40 to get the best version of the Nightingale Blade when I can make something twice as powerful at half the level? But you may be saying, I want to roleplay as a master enchanter. I should be able to make incredible artifacts worthy of my status. And I agree, you should. But not that easily and not that much more powerful. Something like the Mace of Molag Bal or the Ebony Blade should be a top-tier weapon choice, regardless of enchanting. So, what is the solution? Should all loot be leveled to make sure at least something viable shows up? Because presumably you'll be a high level by the time you finish at least one quest that gives a unique reward? No, because leveled loot sucks. I should not have to wait until level 40 to use my favorite weapon. I'm looking at you, Chillrand. Though maybe that's why Mercer just has it on display instead of using it. Maybe he picked it up at level 5, the poor bastard. Anyway, if that's not the answer, then what is? And now is where we come to Oblivion. In Oblivion, to forge that most powerful of magical artifacts, you required an appropriately leveled sigil stone. Now, I would propose scaling this in Skyrim to your enchanting level specifically, but I digress. You required a transcendent sigil stone, which you would find at the end of Oblivion gates. These would give you access to the most powerful enchantments you could create. Skyrim could have the exact same system. The enchanting should be massively scaled back in power still, but with max enchanting, the player should be able to equal the power of these legendary artifacts like Dawnbreaker or the Dwarven Black Bow of Fate. These of course should have their enchantments scaled up to whatever the new cap may be, let's say 50 points, of whatever damage type you're using. if we're using damage as an example. The new items needed could be, say, ancient Nordic rune tablets like the Dragonstone in Bleak Falls Barrow or something. But these new sigil stone-like items would allow the player to create items that, say, 15% higher than their current enchanting level would allow with a Grand or Black Soul Gem. Obviously, this should also be static to when the item is acquired to prevent hoarding them all until the player gets to 100 enchanting. The perks within the tree would of course also be reworked to scale into this new system. But this system would allow unique items to all be viable throughout the game, whilst also allowing players who have invested in enchanting to benefit by being as powerful as possible. It also makes your own gear feel special, as you've used these limited and powerful artifacts to create it. But what's to stop people rushing and completing Daedric quests early to get the best loot? Well, the game already has level requirements for these Daedric quests. They probably need to be upped a little, but the solution is already there. But let's not forget too, that these items often require either the Daedric or Ebony smithing perks, and under this new system, smithing would be far more important to your damage output, whereas right now, it is completely eclipsed by the broken enchanting system. I love making a fork overpowered as much as the next man, but balance is talked about in video games a lot for a reason. It's important. But what do you think? Would the system work? Am I massively overlooking something? What other systems would you bring from Oblivion to Skyrim, and indeed into future Elder Scrolls games? Oh, and of course, how are you all enjoying the return to Cyrodiil? Be sure to let me know down below, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.